On the right, this is Honorable Francis Zaake. Even on the left, that is still Honorable Francis Zaake in that situation. For those who don't know, Honorable Francis Zaake is an MP, is a member of parliament for Mityana municipality constituency. He was elected in 2016. He's a businessman. He's a National Unity Platform member, and actually he's the head of the youth wing in the People Power National Unity Platform. And actually he's still young. He was born on the 12th of January 1991, meaning as per now he's having 30 years of age. So briefly, that is the Honorable Francis Zaake, who is actually a firstborn of 12 children, 8 girls and 4 boys. His father is Emmanuel Sembusi Butebi and mother Teddy Narima. This gentleman is very strong and is very committed to what he does. He loves the struggle like no one else. Remember, Uganda just finished elections. They were held on the 14th of January. But ever since then, the situation has never normalized. The temperature is not lukewarm, it's not cool, it's just too hot. Simply because the president the people of Uganda voted for is not what the Electoral Commission announced. The situation, it's not business as usual. All I can say to you, it's too much. Actually, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, aka Bobiwine, whom the people of Uganda voted for, is still under house arrest. As we speak now, thousands of soldiers, policemen, military, they surround his home. They don't allow him to go out and they don't allow anyone in. That's the situation. And then you wonder, which kind of a madness is this? Which kind of election is this? Because election is not just on that day. There is before, there is during, and then there is after. But each and everything was just bogus. It was just bogus. You saw the campaigns, during campaigns, the tear gas, the live bullets, the kidnapping. During elections, most of our agents were, kidnapped, shot at, whisked away. Even after elections, it is the same situation still prevailing. Very many of our comrades, that is the agents of Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, that gathered the votes and those that have declaration forms, are still being hunted. Very many are brutalized, very many are kidnapped, very many are tortured, detained in Communicado. That is the situation. They are still hunting for each and every piece of evidence from all our agents. So that is the situation. Being still under house arrest, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, our president Bobiwine, Honorable Zaake tried to visit him. Actually, he did not even try to visit him, but there was a press conference because he says that on the morning of the 16th of January this year, I received a call from our president, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, notifying me of a pressure he had organized for all NUP MP elects later that day. Upon my arrival at the first roadblock staged before the Freedom Drive signpost near my president's home in Magere, I encountered several members of local and foreign press. Some MPs too had already arrived. I had a press briefing with the press crew who briefly interviewed me about the political persecution I have faced on several occasions. After the interview, I sought clearance at the roadblock to access my president's home, but the officers referred me to their overall commander, who they said was ahead. They removed their barricades and I proceeded towards his home, where I encountered another roadblock I hadn't been told about. I was informed from this roadblock that I wouldn't proceed to my president's residence under any circumstances without clearance from the overall commander. The junior officers informed me that their commander was a few meters close to my president's gate, and therefore I should individually reach out to him to seek access to his home. I proceeded to the final checkpoint to have a word with the commander. I politely requested for passage into his home. He refused and ordered me to make a U-turn to go back where I was coming from. I told him that detaining my president at home without any charges was illegal, and I then turned to walk back to my vehicle. No sooner had I turned my back to head back into my vehicle than the commander pushed my head and I fell down on my walking crutch. He grabbed the clutch and started hitting me with the clutch till it split in half. The commander then ordered his men to carry me shoulder high and then dump me on the ground. Meanwhile, my driver was covering the incident from a distance using his mobile phone camera. They charged at him, confiscated his phone, and they thumped him mercilessly till he fled back into the vehicle. They then bundled me under the tires of my vehicle, and in the process, my sunglasses shattered. They kept grilling me to explain what exactly Bobiwine and NUP were planning. What are you doing here? This is not Mityana. You think this country belongs to you? The commander backed. I kept wailing and calling out for help, but nobody could come to my rescue. Later, the mobile police patrol car arrived and I was bundled in. My suit coat had been torn in the process, so they removed it together with my shirt and left my chest exposed. They then threw my broken sunglasses and clutch away, and then whisked me away at breakneck speed. I was driven to Kasangati police station where they confiscated all my belongings before putting me in a cell. They took my watch, cash worth 1.7 million Ugandan shillings, my belt, and then ordered suspects I had found in the cell to tie me up, but the suspects declined. Angered by the defiance of the suspects, the police officers instituted more beatings on me. They hit my knuckles, ankles, elbows, shoulders, and my neck. One of them dug his nails into my face and left me scarred around the forehead and my eyes. When they were done with the battering, they started telling me to leave the cells upon realizing that my health had deteriorated. Operatives from SIU Chireka, where I was tortured from last year, including Musa Walugembe and Hamdan Twesije, were present at the scene. They ordered me to leave their cells, saying that they had informed my wife and that she was already on her way to collect me. We've talked to Bridget and we have the ambulance ready. We can drive you to the hospital of your choice or at home, they said. They then handed back some of my belongings they had confiscated and then bundled me into their ambulance. It was around then that our spokesperson, Honorable Joel Sonyi, arrived. I had left him at the police roadblock. On his arrival, the police goons rushed me to Rubaga Hospital and dumped me there without even saying anything to the hospital management. Subsequent medical examination revealed that I had sustained injuries around my eyes and face. My neck bone was injured and I had sustained abdominal muscular strains that to date have affected my walking and standing abilities. I cannot sit or stand on my own. My limb joints too were weakened and can't ably support my locomotion. The knuckles, ankles and fingers still hurt. Up to now, I'm still languishing in agony, but I'm steadily recuperating, and I believe in a few days I will be discharged. Doctors have now advised me to take rest and go for further medical management so that I can fully recover. I am, however, puzzled by the police remarks that whatever I faced was self-inflicted. This is the consistent narrative they have sustained right from the first time they tortured me in their custody to evade accountability. Regarding the struggle, even as I am confined to my sickbed, I will not give up. We are not giving up regardless of the repression imposed on us. I will start from where I had stopped. Our struggle is within our souls. You may weaken our bodies, but not our resolve. We are still firm and focused. It is only a few of us confined to sickbeds, jail cells, torture chambers, and the like. Majority of those in the struggle are free. Our struggle will continue until our country is free from the chains of dictatorship. Justice for torture victims. We are removing a dictator, free political prisoners. Yes, that is a statement from our Honorable Zaake, MP for Mityana Municipality. All that happened to him as he attempted to go and see Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert aka Bobiwine. Actually, it is Bobiwine who invited these MPs who were elected under NUP. He wanted to have a meeting with them, and this is what happened to Honorable Zaake. It is a shame. They are still confining, they are still detaining Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert under illegal house arrest, and they have continued to meet violence at our people, including such kind of people, our honorables, our MPs. It is a shame. Can you imagine that brutality being meted at your fellow citizens, at your fellow countrymen, at your fellow, these guys, I wonder whether they even have hearts. Do they even breathe? Do they even sit down at one moment and they regard themselves as human beings? It is a shame. This kind of torture is too much. No way. And actually, this is not the only one, because a lot is going on. Remember, in Uganda, social media is not yet back. Of course, internet was off for 5 days. Of course, they turned off the internet to make sure that information does not flow, people do not connect as in terms of communicating, and of course, to prevent videos and the news of voter fraud that these people were practicing in different regions across this country. They restored internet after 5 days. All I can say to you, social media is still off. And now they are arresting those using VPN. I wonder whether they are going to arrest each and every one. Because whoever you see posting, just know they are using VPN. That includes the media stations. Themselves, they are using VPN to communicate using social media, that they will arrest those using VPN. So, it is a shame. A lot is going on. There is a very silent genocide going on in Uganda. Only that communication is cut. Someone who doesn't know what's going on, they won't believe what you are saying unless you give them such kind of updates like the one that happened to Honorable Zaake. The other time when social media was still active, such an incident would be casted live on Facebook, and of course could see each and everything being done in real time. But now they are doing all this dirt in the dark. They disconnected social media, they disconnect the internet for a reason. What I can say to you, the temperature is still too hot, and it's not going to reduce, because Ugandans voted for Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. And then the Electoral Commission, actually up to now, they haven't uploaded the results they read to their official website. They uploaded and then they deleted the article, because figures don't connect. I can tell you, Byabakama, within 48 hours, he had declared Museveni a winner. But since 14th January, he has never given to the public the results he read. No one knows where he got those results. That's why the situation is not going to normalize unless the president Ugandan is voted for is declared as the president of Uganda. Without that, the situation is not going to normalize. It is still going to be like this. And I call upon each and everyone who can do anything to continue doing so, because to me, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It is a shame that Honorable Zaake has to go through all this kind of torture. Man, this guy, he has suffered. He has experienced the wrath from the dictator. Honorable Zaake. And then a spokesperson of the police comes out and say this was self-inflicted. It is too sad that we are living in such a country with such people, and there are people who justify such kind of injustices, such kind of torture. To let you know, very many of our comrades are still going through the same. As we speak now, we don't know the whereabouts of Bobiwine's brother-in-law, that is Selector Devi Lulebwanika. He was kidnapped from his home, and up to now, no one knows where he is. All I can say to you, just like I always say, no condition is permanent, only that we need to multiply efforts in order to end this madness. The silence of those that would have come out to, oppose this, their silence is too loud. The African Union and all those other organizations that you know. And what does that tell you? We are on our own. Africa, we are on our own. It is us, this generation, that is yearning for a non-fictional social, economic and political change that needs to unite, forget about the likes of Museveni Z, the Abiy Z, the Bashir Z, those guys who are in the evening of their ages. It's high time we forgot about them, and then we, forged the true path to the future that we need. Otherwise, we shall keep lamenting, telling stories, giving updates. If only we can unite as a generation, and then we can achieve the best that we do want. Can you imagine a full member of parliament going through such? It is a shame. Meanwhile, this evening still, the president, Bobiwine, put up an update regarding the videos that you should send. Actually, he said, we appreciate all those who have sent us overwhelming evidence of electoral malpractice and error forms from the recently concluded presidential election. You'll be shocked at how fraudulent the January 14th election was when we finally share our collection soon. In the meantime, please keep those genuine DRR forms and videos coming in on this number, that is positive 256 701 458299. That's the number he has provided. You have anything you recorded any malpractice, you recorded any officer or anyone trying to practice voter fraud, you have any information you'd like to share, kindly share on that number. It is positive 256 701 458299. That's the number. Share all that information on that number, of course via WhatsApp. So that is the number. Of course, I can't forget to salute our brothers from Nigeria, South Africa, Liberia, Kenya, Ghana, Zambia, Malawi, Botswana, all those countries that have stood with Uganda at this particular time. Guys, thank you. Let's continue amplifying this, because this is not about Bobiwine. This is about Africa. This is about African democracy. I believe 21st century no longer has space for dictators. As a generation, we have to unite and say enough is enough. And yes, we can do it, because it is our future that we need to secure. We can't leave guys who are in the evening of their ages to forge a future for us. No way. That can't work out, and we shall not allow it. So guys, that was an update that I had for you. All I can say, push the message further.
Thank you. Thank you.